What's up, Drew? Lance Gallo from the Detroit Pistons. Just want to say thank you for all your support. Give you a shout out, Detroit Drew. Check him out on YouTube. Peace.
Yo, this is Rick Mahorn, the bad boy, giving a shout out to my man Drew, Detroit Drew. Make sure you tune in on his YouTube channel, Detroit Drew. Bad boy.
Detroit.
Yo, what's good, peeps? Happy Free Smoke Saturday. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend, man. We got a good one for you guys today. Make sure you guys come in, like the video, comment down below so that we know you are in the building and rocking with the DSA. But without further ado, let's get the show rolling. We'll have more people coming in. We started a little bit later because I had some stuff going on today. But nevertheless, we're here, better late than never. So without further ado, Heart of the City 313 JMO, how you doing on this Free Smoke Saturday?
Man, what's good, everybody? What's good? I do like seeing Sekou in Tristan Thompson's career. Like it never gets old watching him do that. So shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to Langston Galloway too.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Let's go ahead and do a roll call here real quick. Of course, the first one in the building is none other than Joey. He's always here, man. You guys got to wake up, eat your Wheaties, drink your coffee to be him here in the chat. Blue and Silver Phantom, what's going on? Kyle Webb, what's going on? Bro, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Achika77, what's going on, man? I hope I pronounced that right. I know I didn't. King Lion, what's going on? E-Dog, what's going on? Stephen Ibero, what's going on? PD is in the building. What's going on, PD? Rich, what's going on? Devin99, what's going on? Stefan, what's going on, man? Make sure you guys come in and like the video, man. It's great to have all you guys here, and it's great to be joined by Pistons Talk. Pistons Talk, how you doing today, man? I see you got 2 shows one day.
Yeah, how you guys doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, man.
That's great.
I'm feeling this Free Smoke Saturday. So it is Saturday, which means last night was Game 5 of the NBA Finals, where the Miami Heat were able to hold on and force a – well, no, that was it Game 6? No, they forced a Game 6. Man, I am tripping today. But, yeah, Jimmy Butler had another career game. Both game, the Miami Heat won. Jimmy Butler has gone off. And I believe he played 47 minutes last night. That reminds me of Tom Thibodeau and his Chicago days. So, fellas, after last night's game, let's go ahead and get our takes on the NBA Finals. J-Mo, man, what were your thoughts about the game last night?
Mr. Ray says Danny Green is ass cheeks. But no, can y'all hear me all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, bro, first of all, I did not think Miami was going to win. Like, the entire game, I didn't think they were going to win until Markieff dumbass Morris threw the fucking ball out of bounds. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, first it was JR, now it's Markieff. Like, it is like, and I don't even know what to say, bro, because, like, it's like Markieff got the ball and threw it away. JR didn't know what to do with the ball. So, like, he had the ball, was like, I'm like, just shoot it. I'm like, shoot the ball. I'm like, do anything with it. He's like, you know what? Throw it in the rafters. Like, and what I don't get is why did he just shoot the damn ball? First of all, he took the ball and he was looking towards the 3-point line, and then they had to tell him, like, yo, it's time on the clock. Then he turns around and he throws the ball out of bounds. I'm like, bruh. So I did pick the Lakers in 7, I think. Lakers in 6 or 7, I think I said. So I think the Lakers will win the next game. Jimmy Butler was amazing. I think LeBron actually played better, but AD looks like he's injured. So we'll see how that goes. But shout out to Miami because I definitely didn't think they were going to win that game. They beat them in the Black Mamba jersey. They were talking about how they wanted to beat them with the Black Mamba jerseys because they hadn't lost with them, the Lakers. But what in the world? But at the end of the day, man, I just feel like Miami showed up and they played. They had one of them out of their body experience type games. I don't think it'll continue, but it's entertaining. It's nice to have an entertaining finals. End of the day, people complain the finals ended too quickly. Well, guess what? It's entertaining now. So you'll get 6 games. We'll get the game on tomorrow. I expect the Lakers to definitely win, but we'll see what AD health is looking like though.
They're gonna need him, man, because Miami does not have an answer for AD. LeBron and AD have been too much for him. But I'd seen a meme right before we came on. It was in quotations JR to Markeith when he threw the turnover and cost LeBron a game, and it had like the guy with the noose around his neck going first time, making fun of when JR threw it for the Cavs. So it was definitely entertaining. I think that might have been like the most entertaining game in quite some time in the finals, man. I had me on the edge of the seat. You didn't know who was going to win. It was a good game. I'm proud of the Heat. Jimmy Butler's leaving it all out there. We're going to talk more about Jimmy Butler here in just a second. But Pistons talk, man. What's your takeaway from Game 5 of the NBA Finals?
That was probably the best game in the finals so far. I actually have not watched a game in the finals since last night because it was just boring to me. I was just like, you know what? The series is boring, but, changed my mind. I did see something on Twitter, which I don't know why Lakers fans are so delusional. They said they let the Heat win, so it could be a 4-2, and they're trying to make the reference to Kobe Bryant. They're like, well, 4 times 2 equals 8. I'm like, just stop it with that crap.
Yeah, it's getting kind of ridiculous with all that stuff. And I love Kobe as nothing but a nice guy.
You know, Kobe Bryant is literally my favorite player in any sport, my favorite athlete. Y'all got to stop with this. Like, why are y'all just they let them win so they can go 4-2. So they losing the Black Mamba. Man, don't get me started. I'll go on the rant. Go ahead, listen talk. I just get tired of these idiots sometimes, man.
No, like when I saw obviously the tweet blew up on Twitter because it's so stupid. It's like they just try to reference anything with 24 or 8 and they're like, oh, it's for Kobe. It's just like, just stop it. Just stop. It's just getting out of hand. But yeah, I don't know who's going to win the series, honestly. That would be really crazy if Miami came back from 3-1.
You don't know who's going to win the series.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Man, disrespectful.
Well, AD's got to stop acting like he's injured every damn game. I'm getting sick of seeing that. Every game he's on the floor. He doesn't want to play any defense. He needs a break. It's like, dude, just get up. You're not hurt.
All you need is Markeith to not do something stupid, and they should win. They should win the next game. And now in Miami, they finally was making 3-point shots, so that helped them in this game. But I don't know if Jimmy Butler can consistently do that because he's only done it twice. Like he's not. I'm like, sorry to tell you, he ain't gonna do that again. Now if he do that the next game, they're gonna win the next game too. He do the next game, they gonna win the next game. But that's not gonna happen. But I think shout out to Miami not going out like that.
So let's talk about Jimmy Butler. We're going to talk about the finals here. We're going to talk about some former Pistons players in the finals here in a second too. Jimmy Butler, both games that they have won, has had some fantastic career nights. If they can force a game 7, and if they do that, if they win, that would be remarkable. But right now, from what we have seen from Jimmy Butler, is this going to solidify that he is a superstar, or is he still just an all-star? Pistons talk. What has this finals meant for Jimmy Butler's legacy? Where is this putting him at in the NBA right now?
I think people can stop using the narrative that he's a bad teammate because he's not a bad teammate. It's what Philly was trying to get out there. It's what Minnesota was trying to say, that he's a bad teammate. He's hard to handle. I think you could probably say he's a top 10 small forward in today's NBA. If he does win a ring, yes, he will be a superstar, but I don't know, man. I don't know if LeBron's going to just let him win a ring. It's going to be really interesting.
J-Mo, man, what's your thoughts on Jimmy Butler, man? They only got 2 wins in the finals so far, but Jimmy's played well all series long.
No, he said, I don't think LeBron gonna let him win the ring. It's just the way you said that is just hilarious. Because he right. It's not happening. I'm so glad Miami fought like that. But you got to see like they really had to play to win that game. And like if LeBron, he lost having a great game, so I expect him to have another one. But Jimmy Butler, no. Sorry, and let Jimmy Butler win this chip, superstar. But other than that, he'll never be a superstar. To be a superstar, first of all, we got to stop with these 1 year titles. You don't get ultimate validation off of 1 year of greatness. Kawhi Leonard. And I swear I was on Kawhi Leonard and I wasn't even hating like Shannon Sharp be hating. But I was on Kawhi Leonard. I'm like, yeah, he ain't even better than KD. He ain't even better than Steph. But people was like, nah. But anyway, that's another thing. But no, Jimmy's not a superstar. He'll never be one unless he wins this series. But I agree with Vision Talk. LeBron is not gonna let him come back. And like Jimmy is just it's just tiers of players, and Jimmy's just not on that tier. If he was on that tier, he would be able to drop that triple-double every night, you know? And that's not something we can expect from him. I like him as a player. I've always liked Jimmy Butler as a player, and I've defended him, like, especially when he was coming from Minnesota. I'm like, man, them boys are soft. Them boys cupcakes. Like, and I knew they was soft. And like, so I wouldn't. Same thing with Philly. I'm like, I never blame Jimmy Butler for any of that because I knew what his teammates were like. But at the end of the day, you know, a series is a series. It's not just about Jimmy Butler. Duncan Robinson had like 27 points or something. So, you know, it's a team effort. I don't think, even if he won this, I don't know that would make him a superstar unless he went final MVP. But it's just like this 1 year validation thing has to stop. You got to have an accolade. So if he needs a finals MVP.
Yeah. That's a good point. CA3, man, welcome to the show. How you doing today, man?
Doing great. How about you, man?
Not too bad. Let's throw you right into the fire, man. First and foremost, what were your thoughts on the game of the finals last night? What's your big takeaways?
Well, both teams just played great. Both teams just played great, and you know, I mean, Miami just played better at the end. Like, you know, I feel like both teams played, you know, great in the clutch. Hold up, I'll be right back. All
right, man.
Wait. I see some arguing going on in the chat. It said Kobe in his prime would smoke LeBron in his prime. You know, Kobe and LeBron played each other, right? Like, I see they arguing about Kobe and LeBron in their primes as if they didn't play against each other. You know, I think you guys forgot about that.
Yeah. On the subject of Jimmy Butler, here's my case for him.
George ain't no superstar, bro.
Here's my case on Jimmy Butler being closer. I don't want to talk about the Paul George stuff, bro.
We go to Paul George right after you. We got to talk about Paul George.
He's not a superstar for one, but Jimmy Butler is a borderline superstar. Is he there yet? No, but he's just a little bit better than an all-star. He has gone to multiple franchises and has turned them around. He goes to Chicago, you know, was a good player, coming off the bench, worked his way into the starting lineup, became Tom Thibodeau's favorite player, played 48 minutes, a lot, and then worked his way to becoming a scorer. Once Jimmy Butler became solidified, Derrick Rose kind of got hurt and then got shipped out, became Jimmy Butler's team, and they were still good, competitive. Goes to Minnesota. They go to the playoffs for the first time since KG was there. Goes to Philly, takes them to Game 7 against Toronto, and now he's here in Miami and has taken Miami to the NBA Finals. Like, this guy has taken these teams to different levels. He's a good player, good teammate. It's just that he expects a lot out of his teammates. He's a hard worker, and he wants his team to be just as hardworking as he is. He expects that, and he demands that from him. And I think the squad of Miami, they're a hardworking group. Are they as talented as the Lakers? No, not even close. But they got heart, determination, all that stuff, and that's because of Jimmy Butler. He's leading by example right now. You know, there's been a lot of times Hero needed to hit some shots, and he has taken some bad shots. So a lot of the pressure has been on Jimmy Butler. But shout out to Duncan Robinson, man. He had a good game last night. It's good to see Michigan alum come into the NBA and make a name for themselves, man. We need that. The last couple that have come out just haven't lived up to the hype of what we thought they would be. But it's good to see that we got some good Michigan and Michigan State alum coming into the league and performing at a high level. Draymond was doing it for the Warriors, former MSU, and now Duncan Robinson's coming in for Miami here and is balling out. So it's good to see that Michigan's producing some ballers. You got to love to see it. All right, JMO, what do you got for Pandemic P?
Man, bro, if y'all ever mention Super and Paul in the same sentence, don't ever do that again. Paul George ain't a superstar. Never has been a superstar. Has been close to being a superstar. I'll give him that. He's been close, but he'll never cut it. Paul George ain't better than Jimmy Butler. And I feel like Jimmy Butler's in that. I think Jokic, Jamal Murray type of range, but they're way higher up on the list just because they're younger and they're that good. But if he makes it to the finals again, I can give him that superstar moniker, but he has to do a little bit more. But Paul George, stop it. Paul George is a scrub, and I'm so glad being right about Paul George because I told y'all, all y'all Westbrook haters, I told y'all he was the reason they was losing. And you watch him shoot shots off the backboard, and then you watch Kawhi give him the death stare, looking at him like, I can't believe I chose you. Yeah, Kawhi, I can't believe you chose him, idiot. Like, you could have chose anybody else. Should have went and played with Russ and James Harden or something. Like, that's all I got, man.
So back to the NBA Finals, man. There's a handful of former Detroit Pistons playing there. KCP, Morris, both those guys, except for last night, Morris made a pretty bad oopsie. If Shaqtin' Fool was still around, he would 125% be on there, and they'd be doing Tragic Bronson or what's the one he likes to do for John Dumpton or something like that for that pass. But before that, the former Pistons players have been playing pretty well in the finals. Do you think that we have anything to regret about letting these players go now that they're on a bigger stage? Yes, the teams are completely different. They were more involved here with the Detroit Pistons, but now where they go to take on a lesser role playing for the Lakers, I was torn when we let KCP go. I really liked KCP. I thought he had a lot of potential. He goes to the Lakers and didn't really play KCP basketball. But besides the point, Pistons talk. What are your thoughts about the former Detroit Pistons in the finals right now playing pretty good basketball?
Well, I'm happy for them, but you have to look at the teams that are on and the roles they're playing. Reason why KCP's balling out is LeBron's just feeding them freaking perfect dimes. KCP on any other team's a role player, but on the Pistons he's a second option. Like that's the problem. Like, I'm happy for KCP. He's balling out of his mind. He should have took that shot, not Danny Green. I'm going to say it. But for Markieff Morris, like, he was really good, but like I said, another role player. I think it's, good they're doing well, but I'm not really upset that the Pistons let him go at all.
Bravo, man. Welcome to the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you do, guys?
Not
What's
too
good,
bad.
Bravo?
This was your question, so I'm going to throw you right into the fire and welcome you to the show. What are your thoughts about the former Detroit Pistons balling out in the NBA Finals?
It's really interesting. Our ex-Pistons players are turning out to be really good role players in the playoffs. We see KCP really coming up in the clutch in a couple of games ago. He wasn't really good like last game, but the game before he was like the third best player on the Lakers, if not even one of the best, second maybe. And also we're looking at Markieff Morris. I think in game 1 or game 2 he was really good too. He's proven that they have a value. They bringing games to the Lakers, and the thing is, they're always ex-Pistons, so I'll say this because of the fact that they're unpredictable. Next game, they go down all the way. They don't really perform consistently. So that's the problem with our ex-players. But hey, I think if you get like wins from their contribution, I think it matters. And the fact that they managed to get KCP on a low price and Markieff Morris for absolutely nothing, and I'm just furious that we gave him up for no even getting up a pick in return. That kind of upsetting for me because Markieff Morris really proven to be better than Danny Green already. I mean, I'm telling you, in the playoff, he's better than Danny Green. And the same thing with KCP. How much
Yeah,
Danny Green signed up? How much Danny Green signed up for?
Danny Green is injured, man. That's not Danny Green. That's the ghost of Danny Green.
Yeah, but
yeah.
J-Mo, looking at this playoffs, who made the Lakers money? Let's call it LeBron and AD. But also, you gotta count in KCP and Markieff Morris. They really contributed.
Markieff Morris need to be riding the bench for the rest of the series, dog. Like,
J-Mo, you're not believing in the exp. I think they're doing good, man. I'll be honest with you. We gave them like good role players, and they're really playing good on the Lakers team. Imagine they're not available. They don't even have a good role player on their team right now.
Hey, all I'm going to say is they could have used Luke last night. Just going to throw that out there. So thank you, Lakers.
I don't think so. Let me tell you what. Mihailuk is not a good defender as Markieff Morris. And not even a good defender as a KCP. So,
but they play different. They play different positions though.
Yeah, Mihailuk would be perfect for LeBron.
You can't really Mihailuk would be great for LeBron James, bro.
So you cannot compare the two. I mean,
no, you can't compare the two because Mihailuk would be way better with LeBron than Markieff Morris.
Nah, he'll be way better though. Like
he's stretching the floor.
You put any great shooter with LeBron James, like you just unlocking them, man. Like LeBron James, he loves shooters like that.
I still think they're really worth the value for the money they got. Like a couple of role players for $10 million. How much KCP is worth? $8 million.
Why are we overrating role players?
Nah, KCP gets a lot of money, bro.
Damn about these.
KCP gets like double digits.
Players, dog. Like
KCP gets double digits.
Care about these scrubs.
Nah, KCP gets like KCP gets like something like 10 to 15, like 12 million.
He get like I thought he get like 17 million.
Yeah, he gets a lot of money.
That was the 1 year. He's on an $8 million deal right now.
KCP $8 million. Markieff Morris for nothing right now. He's getting.
All right, JMO, you called them bums. What's your takeaway from the former Detroit Pistons balling out in the finals?
I will say, shout out to KCP for playing well, but Markieff Morris, bro, like. After he did that, bro, like you on my list, like I can't rock with you, bro. Like you threw the ball out of bounds, fam. Like, man, like you could have just shot the day. Like, why did he just shoot it? Like, and I don't get it. You know, he would have been better off. Like, it was like 6 seconds on the clock. If he shoots the ball, they can get the rebound. But he threw it out of bounds. But so he's been all right. I could care less about these guys. Like. Let's be honest. They playing on the team with LeBron James. I can average 6 points playing with LeBron James. So like, I'm not like I'm telling you, dog. I can hit 2 spot up threes a game playing with LeBron James wide open. I can hit 2 threes, bro. Just give me a 5 tries. You know, I hit 2 threes if I'm feeling good because I've always been a great shooter. But like, bro, like, come on, like. Drew definitely playing with Brian, man. You get you an easy 8, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like what you talking about? I do not care about no KCP and no Markieff Morris. You know, man. Like we all could be on the bench playing with Brian. Like, what you mean? He have us looking like stars. So KCP and Markieff Morris are role players. They can fit on a lot of teams. They can fit on our teams as role players, but not as stars. And I'm not going to overreact to anything that they're doing. I'll just give KCP credit because game 4, oh my gosh, he was playing like he was Jordan. KCP was balling that game. He was scoring off the dribble like I had never seen him do in his life. So besides that, I'm not really overreacting, and like I'm sick of all these Pistons fans when we see all these players, all this Reggie Jackson syndrome. You know that died out quick because I told y'all he was trash. But it's so many people who love Reggie Jackson. Why do y'all love all of these garbage players that leave our franchise? But the good ones are the good. Y'all love all the trash players. Nobody be obsessing over Chris Middleton and Spencer Dinwiddie. But we want to obsess over these guys. Come on, man. These guys are some scrubs. Role players. Who cares, man? These guys, I'd rather have Steven Kailuk than these guys. Come on.
Well, lucky for you, we have Mihailuk.
Exactly.
CA3, man, what's your takeaway from the former Detroit Pistons playing in the NBA Finals?
You know, Marquise Morris, he's been all right in some series, but he hasn't been great the whole entire playoffs. Like, that's over exaggeration. I think he made a difference in the Houston series a lot. I mean, that's really where I think he made the most difference. I mean, he had a couple other good games in other series, but he's been kind of inconsistent throughout the whole playoffs. So I'm not gonna overrate what he's been doing. But KCP, he's been playing really good, pretty good in this series. He's been. I mean, throughout the whole playoffs, I should say. I mean, he's been playing his role very well. I mean, he's a shooter out there. So, and he's been doing that pretty well. He's made a lot of threes in the playoffs. So, I respect what KCP has done. I'm not gonna overrate what they have done, but I think that they're just playing. They're playing limited roles, and they're playing their roles. I mean, that's not asking too much. So, I'm not gonna overrate them as a player just because they're playing their limited roles pretty well.
All right, peeps, let's move on to our Detroit Pistons. For those of you guys who did not watch it, Fox Sports Detroit will be doing a rerun, but Pistons Talk did post a lot of snippets from it on his Instagram and Twitter. So if you want to go see some of the snippets of it, go check him out there. But they have about an hour-long show called Basketball is Back, breaking down what happened during the last couple of weeks of the NBA once the Rona started to become more and more real and more lethal. Talked about the shutdown, what they needed to do, but the biggest takeaway were the bubble highlights. It went through and pretty much broke down everybody one-on-one, shows you what they were doing, how they've improved. So my question to you guys, and Pistons Talk, I'm going to let you go first because I know you've seen it probably 3 times now.
Yeah.
Which young player from the bubble has impressed you the most and has you most excited for next year?
It's going to be Jordan Bone and Svi Mykhailiuk for me. I think those two, just this Svi in general, added a lot of weight. He, there's a clip of him locking up Bruce Brown and having him just turn the ball over. And I was just really impressed with that. He was knocking shots down like he was Klay Thompson out there. As for Jordan Bone, I know I did watch a little bit of the Grand Rapids Drive this year, but just his confidence in the way he was orchestrating the offense in the bubble, I could definitely see the Pistons giving him a contract this summer.
Who's going to give him a contract? The Pistons?
Yeah, I could definitely see us giving Jordan Bone a contract this summer because he is a free agent.
I hope, man. He is so quick. I love those highlights of him just taking people off the dribble, just a crossover. He's not doing anything special, but he's so quick. He is so fast. He's able to do, and I'm not going to call him Allen Iverson, but he's doing an Allen Iverson type move where all he does is just switch hands with it, and he's by that guy. For me, one of the most impressive people was Mykhailiuk. One of the things I wanted him to work on was his playmaking ability because he is a really talented passer, but one of the things he struggled with last year was turnovers. There were a few plays. The one, I think he shot the ball from like 30 feet, something ridiculous like that, and just greenlit it, nothing but net, drained it. So his own teammates who have been working out and practicing with him every day, seeing what he's been working on, were committed to stopping him from the three. So what did he do? He drove to the hoop and was able to create nice, easy dunks and layups for his big man, protecting the ball and limiting the turnover. And then on the other hand, Sekou Ndoye has done just a phenomenal job of learning how to play off ball, being really efficient in the corner, and then just doing Sekou things, getting to the rim, all that kind of stuff. It was good, man. I don't think that anybody on the team really played that bad, but we'll talk about who played bad here later on Above the Rim. Bravo, man. I think you've seen it as well, if I'm not mistaken. But which young player from the bubble for the Detroit Pistons has impressed you the most from their development stage and has you excited for next year?
I haven't really watched the full, just the highlights from Piston Talk. So thanks for credits for him. He really posted it. I wonder how you guys able to watch these videos. That's the first question for you guys. Does anyone know? The full play.
Fox Sports posted the whole hour-long video. It was kind of weird because they kind of made it like a game thing. Like they did breaks for like the cheerleaders and the extreme team. Really kind of weird. They even had a little halftime concert, and that was actually not too bad. I was kind of impressed with the concert, but they didn't show the actual scrimmage games. They just showed highlights of it. But Pistons Talk's got the plug. He knows how to find the right people to post those videos.
Yeah, but I wonder how do you watch the full replay? Anyway, so I think the most one impressed me. I'm not really surprised by Jordan Bone. He's a really good player. We haven't before, and I think he's going to be turning a good. We just need the guy is really good player. We just need to give him the opportunity. And I'm gonna say him and Kyrie Thomas, they're really good. They just need opportunity. They just haven't gotten their opportunities on the team yet, and I think he's going to be a good player. But if you ask me which one is going to be the probably the best, I mean, Svi is good, like Piston Stock is saying. But I think I'm going to stick with my boy Sekou Doumbouya because I like my boy. He's my favorite player, so I like him so far. He looked bigger for me, and I don't know because he's playing maybe with those Piston players. I mean, I saw Thon Maker. He seems to be like as good as Thon Maker. Like I saw him taking on Thon Maker in the post, which is probably Thon Maker is weak, but it's a start.
He's not maybe weak. He is weak.
Oh man.
What do you mean,
It's a
maybe?
start. It's a Thon Maker.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure CA3 could back him down in the post, man.
I mean, I'm like,
You
I'm
know,
like
you,
one.
you know who you
Oh.
need? You need Nomus J to back up Thon Maker.
Oh, that's barbecue chicken. That's a wrap, bro.
I'm like 130. I could probably back him down the post.
No one would torch Thon, bro. It's not even close. It's not even the same comparison, bro. That's like Muggsy Bogues trying to stop Shaq. It's just barbecue chicken, bro. CA3, man, what's your thoughts on this one, man? Which young player has impressed you the most from the highlights and has you most excited going into next year?
I'm gonna be 100% real. I haven't seen anything. I've been focused on other things, but I saw some Luke Kennard highlights. I was really impressed by his explosiveness, his improved explosiveness, and he looks 100%. So I'm glad to see that happening, but I haven't really seen much besides that. So I can't really say anything.
Luke was nice, man. He was running a lot of point guard. I like seeing that. So 313 JMO, man. I know you've seen the highlights, maybe not the whole show. So from the highlights, what young player from our core has impressed you the most and has you excited going into the next season?
You already know the GOAT. What you mean? Look. It's like, no, my boy Luke Kennard and Sekou Doumbouya. Like, what are y'all talking about? I don't want to hear nothing about nobody else but them. Luke Kennard out there looking unguardable. Luke Kennard out there cooking them. Luke Kennard out there with the nice vision. Put like money in the bag. Like Luke Kennard bag is just getting bigger and bigger. He just keep carrying a bag of tricks and moves he gonna cook you with. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. And Sekou looks like a complete problem. Like he is. So I'm loving his advanced post game. We know his shooting ability, but definitely Luke Kennard and Sekou. But Pistons talk is talking about speed locking down Bruce Brown. I'm sorry to tell you that's not impressive. Now if he's doing that to Kennard, then we can start talking. But shout out to Speed because he's been balling, and I've just been very high on both of these guys for a long time. Like I said, they can be our hero and Duncan Robinson, and they can be better. Yes, I said it. But we just got to get these guys opportunity and get these guys room to work. But we getting real heavy at the guard spot, which is something that we need to talk about because we're supposed to be drafting a point guard, and then we got Kyrie Thomas, and then we got Bruce Brown and Luke, and then you had Jordan Bone potentially and Derrick Rose, and then it's just a lot of guards on this team. So I don't know if it's going to be room for everybody, but you already know Luke, Sekou, they destroying everybody because they the best two young players we got, but it is what it is.
Well, I mean, you're on to something there. So let's go ahead and I was going to do something else, but I think I'm going to skip that question because that question is kind of stupid. But Kyrie Thomas and Jordan Bone both showed a lot of promise and potential in the bubble. Both of those guys, did what they want to do. Kyrie's biggest thing, he's been hurt, hasn't been able to get a lot of opportunities, and the opportunity that he has gotten, he's played pretty well. Jordan Bone, again, just a handful of games in the NBA, didn't get a whole lot of minutes, but in the G League, played really well. So after this bubble, watching both those guys be healthy and playing really well, having Dwayne Casey teach them a few things, I'm really optimistic for their future. But my question to you guys and the people in the chat, I want to know everyone's opinion on this one. Will Kyrie Thomas and or Jordan Bone make the active roster and then get some meaningful minutes in a rotation? Bravo, I'm starting with you.
I think we don't have a point guard, so probably Jordan Bone, yes, and he's going to be maybe a third string point guard. I can see him that. And Kari Thomas, yes, because he's a last year contract. I'm gonna lean to say yes. But if you ask me which one you probably weigh first, I'd probably go with Kyrie Thomas. He's gonna leave us because the problem is the coach is not giving them opportunity. That's what I'm go back to saying. Casey's not giving Jordan Bone a great opportunity in the NBA. The same thing with Kyrie. Kyrie is partly affected by the injuries he had. So I'm probably leaning towards both because we don't have active roster players right now. But if you ask me which one is going to leave earlier, I'm probably going to say Kyrie Thomas.
All righty. J-Mo, man, will Kyrie Thomas and or Jordan Bone make the roster and get actual minutes a part of the rotation this year?
Yeah, I know a lot of you guys like Jordan Bone, but Kyrie Thomas is next up. He's gonna be the one that's gonna get the nod on this team, and he's versatile. He can defend three positions, and Dwayne Casey's talked about how he can defend the wing players, and he already prides on defense. And like I said, he's just injury is literally the only thing that's keeping him from being a great player on this team. And he's finally healthy now, and he's just as great. We saw as soon as he got healthy last year, he went to the G League because they was trying to fill him out. Went immediately scoring 30, and he was immediately brought up like a couple days later. So Kyrie Thomas is a good basketball player, and I think he's better than Jordan Bone right now. I'm just saying I like Jordan Bone, but I think Kyrie is better than him. He can score, he can shoot, and he can play defense, and he's been with the team more, so he's gonna get a little bit more of a nod. But I do think they both make the team. I think we're gonna be a team with a lot of guards. It's some teams like that in the league, but the thing about Kyrie Thomas and Bruce Brown is they're versatile. So even though they are guards, you can play them in other areas because of who they can defend. So I think Kyrie Thomas definitely makes the team, and I think Jordan Bone just squeaks on there along with Lewis King. But those are just gonna be the guys.
Bebop, man, when I see that the replay will be on, I will do a community post to let you guys know. So to stay tuned for all of that. But CA3, man, what's your thoughts about Jordan Bone and or Kyrie Thomas making the team this year and actually getting some minutes being a part of the rotation?
Well, first of all, I think both players will make the team. These players were both drafted players. So I'm sure they're gonna get a chance eventually. So I think both players will make the team. But I don't think Jordan Bone will get that many minutes because we're probably gonna draft a point guard in the first round this year, and Derrick Rose is still on the team, so he'll probably be the third string guy. So he probably won't get that many minutes. But I think Kyrie Thomas could see a huge jump in minutes just because Langston, he could replace Langston's role and stuff like that. And you can always use a guy like Kyrie Thomas because he's shown the ability to score the ball, and of course he's shown the ability to defend because he was known as a great defender in college and stuff like that. So I think Kyrie Thomas will see a huge jump in minutes just due to the fact that you can always use a guy who can defend and shoot the ball.
One of the things I'm starting to look at here after watching Jordan Bone play, again, I really like Kyrie Thomas too. He's just as a good defender as Bruce Brown, if not better, and he is a better offensive player than Bruce Brown. So I don't think he'll have a problem making the team. Dwayne Casey has said himself his biggest concern with him and the reason he's not getting opportunities because he's been hurt. So I think he's making the team for sure. Jordan Bone is a little bit of an investment. I don't really know if he's ready to play against NBA talent level yet. He will get there. Looking at the draft this year, yes, I want Killian Hayes. Will he be available at 7? I don't know. But what I'm looking at here, now that we do have Jordan Bone on the roster, now that we are looking at a point guard in the draft, the two fastest guys at point guard that I see are Cole Anthony and Kira Lewis, someone that I'm both very high on and would like the Pistons to go after if Killian's not there. Let's talk about 2-3 years down the road. Derrick Rose is not here anymore. But now you got Cole Anthony or Lewis, and then you got Jordan Bone coming off the bench. For full 48 minutes, you're going to have a point guard running full speed that you're trying to keep in front, you're trying to push the tempo. A lot of teams are going to struggle with that. Do I think Jordan Bone will probably ever be a starter? It's tough to say. I don't want to limit his potential, but I think his role for the Pistons is to be a backup point guard and to be a good one. And I think that he could be a six-man eventually for us down the road. So I'm very much looking forward to watching Jordan Bone play. I just don't know if he's quite ready yet. And I agree with what Bravo said. If he does make the team, he will be a third-string point guard, and he'll probably really only play in those games Derrick Rose is either hurt or is out with load management. But I'm high on both those guys. I'm pulling for both of them. I want to see them do well here with the Pistons and just finally get some players we have drafted and developed. So I'm looking forward to them. I hope that's the case. But Pistons talk, man, what are your thoughts on this? Will Jordan Bone and or Kyrie Thomas make the team and get some meaningful minutes a part of the rotation this year?
I think they'll both make the team. I'll start with Jordan Bone. I think he's going to have a Tim Frazier role, honestly. I think the Pistons will carry 3-point guards because of Derrick Rose's injury history. So, you could draft, let's say, Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes will start, and you'll have Jordan Bone off your bench. I think that's something they're going to look into. As for Kyrie Thomas, you guys mentioned Langston, and I think that you could have a debate that you should start Luke and have Bruce Brown off your bench. Then that leaves Fee and Kyrie Thomas. So I don't really know what Dwayne Casey will do. It's like you guys said, we have such a log jam at shooting guards. It's really hard to tell who's going to play and who's not. I don't really know with him, but you're probably going to pick up his deal because it's less than $2 million and just keep him on a team for one more year. And it'll be a contract year to prove himself.
Let me tell you this.
Real quick, Jim, real quick. Hold on. Pistons talk. Was Patton in the bubble?
No.
I thought he was hurt, right?
Patton broke his finger one of the first days, and he actually just had to cast off, I think, maybe 3 days ago. So he's back in the gym working out. So Patton did not get the show in the bubble at all. So
there's your answer, James. We did not get to see a Patton Maker battle. That is going to be a battle for the ages. It will be told in the history books in about 5 years. But 3-3, Jim, what are you about to say, man?
Man, if I know you're right about Dwayne Casey, Pistons talk, and we talk about it all the time, but I'm going to say this like I've been saying for the last 2 years. If Luke ain't starting, I'm calling for his job. Like, for real. I said it last year, and I meant it. I said it the year before when he was starting Bruce over Luke, and I'm like, you're crazy. And now Luke is our starting shooting guard. Like, this should not be a debate.
No, it shouldn't be.
How good does he have to be to start? Like, damn. So I expect him to start. But the thing is with Derrick Rose is, how do we know that he's the starter? Because I'm not saying that none of us are gonna be upset with starting Derrick Rose.
Nope.
But he knows his role, and he wasn't the starter when Reggie Jackson was here. And the only reason he was really starting because of injury. Now, if Derrick Rose is like, I want to start, then he'll start. But he might let one of the young guys start. I hate to say this, but you might see a Bruce Brown and Luke start, and Derrick Rose coming off the bench with Steve Mikhailuk and Kyrie Thomas. So I expect him to start, but Luke's position should be solidified. It's Sekou starting and being disrespected that we really got to worry about. But Steve Mikhailuk, and that's why I loved his versatility. He's really a small forward. I've been telling y'all this for a while, which is why I didn't like him getting Luke's minutes and playing behind Luke. He's 6'8" with ball handling skills. He's a small forward. He always has been. And I think now they're going to use him at that position, like either in front or behind Sekou.
You know what, though? I hate to say it. I would not be disappointed if we kept Luke and Derrick Rose off the bench. They work really well together. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if they start together with Blake Griffin being out there, if they click as well, because you have to get Blake involved in the offense. But what was it? The first 2 or 3 games, Luke Kennard had like 60 or 70 points combined for the first 3 games or something like that. And a huge part of it was because of Derrick Rose. Like, they just clicked and formed well. And I hope that carries over to the next year. I don't know if it starts, if it's the same results, because, like, again, you got a lot more responsibility to your starters. And Derrick Rose brought a lot of firepower to our bench.
But Derrick Rose wasn't the reason why Luke was playing well, though.
No, but he was looking to
that was Luke.
I know, but he wanted Luke to be that guy, though.
I mean, yeah, because he can shoot the ball.
Yeah,
Like
I'm right there with you, man. I know. They work well though. Derrick Rose is trying to show Luke Kennard what he is capable of, and Luke's starting to realize it, man. Luke had a great year last year. It's just sad to see that injuries took him out for a long period of time, and I hope and I pray he stays healthy next year because Luke is going to be a problem for people, man.
I just don't know if Derrick Rose is going to be the starter. Like, because if we do draft Killian Hayes, and let's just assume, for sake of argument, he's ready. Like, are you really going to start Derrick Rose over him?
I think for the first 20 games they might.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not how the NBA works. Like you start your young guards. Like,
I would have had a different opinion before we brought in Troy Weaver, and he said we're not rebuilding because he's trying to win. So if you're trying to win, you play Derrick Rose.
Well, okay, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just like Derrick Rose better off the bench because he's not a defensive player. And you need him to score. Like, I need him to be Lou Will. I don't need him to be anything else but Lou Will. And you can close the game, and everything. But he shouldn't be the starter. We should have unless we don't draft a point guard, but whoever we draft at point guard should be starting. Unless they really need development.
Yeah, so the point is, I mean, the other thing is, out of those players we have on the roster, like, look at this. Jordan McRae is going to be unrestricted free agent. He's gone. John Henson is gone. Langston Galloway, he's not really with the team. Brandon Knight is I don't think he's with the team anymore. So we have like 4 empty roster spots on the team right now, and we have no replacement for them whatsoever. We have... So that's already 4. Who are we bringing? Like, I mean, we have to bring basically Jordan Bone because we don't have a spot on the team. So, and I can even see if we don't really bring like signing free agents, like a couple of them, you might even like need to bring Louis King into a regular team. I don't know if Louis King is going to get a contract. It doesn't look like. I don't think he's getting a contract, but he might go back into the G League again and stay like a two-way player. The Pistons might do that to him again. But which out of those 4 players you guys see coming back?
It's just like, I look, Pistons. I don't know if you guys are listening, but I hope you are. And if you are, you gotta believe in your young guys. Like, in Miami, I mean, they showing you. You gotta play your young players. Like, I like Luke King should be on this roster. Why shouldn't he be? Like who on it? Like, we act like we got some star-studded roster. Like, if you a good basketball player, I want you on the damn team. I'm so tired of seeing trash ball players on the team. There's no reason, unless it's between him and Jordan Bone, no reason he shouldn't make this team. He's a small forward and he can play defense. He should be our 3rd small forward. But the Pistons, they say they're trying to win it's like you don't want to let your young guys become good players. And that's one thing that I've always had a problem with them for a long, long time. And even when we had the bad boys, not the bad boys, but the 04 going to work Pistons, we didn't really develop nobody. And like Chauncey was in the league for years. He was in the league. Like, these guys were like, that was just a team. So we have always struggled developing these young guys. And I feel like these players need to be making the team, especially if you're going to be productive. Like, I don't want Luke King going to the G League because I feel like some team going to get him. And I think he's a good basketball player. I don't want him going to the G League no more.
Yeah, J-Mo, no question about that. You're right. But you know what the team were doing last year? They brought in, what's his name?
I know, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy about Derrick Rose coming here. I wasn't happy about Markieff Morris coming here. Like, so I'm with that same energy because I don't want you to take opportunity away from the young guys because we need to develop these guys. Like, when are we going to develop our players?
I think they're only going to develop a certain few that they believe that they can actually make an impact. Like, you're probably going to develop Sekou. That's your 1st round pick. Jordan Bone, I have no idea what the hell they're going to do with him. Louis King, same thing. They might offer him another 2-way and just keep him in Grand Rapids as a stash, but I think they're just going to develop Sekou, that number 7 pick, and that's it because they're trying to win. They're not trying to, and experiment with these kids.
Y'all guys see the Pistons bring in Citrashis?
Man, hey man, man, don't even bring up Dervitas or trashes, bro. Like that dude is garbage, dog. Like you about to have me go on a rant, yo. Like, like seeing him in that picture with Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley just made me salty for some reason. I'm like, you punk scrubbo. You don't get your I play in Israel looking. I don't know where he play. I forgot where he play. I'm just upset. But bro, that dude is a scrub. That dude is a scrub, man. Like that dude is a scrub. But I'm with you, Pistons. So, but wait, I think they would like be invested in developing Luke and Speed. Drew has some company. You know, I tried to be professional. Shout out to whoever that was, but I think they need to develop the shooters.
Yeah.
You know, I think you're right, though, but with what we have been told, I'm still confused by the whole direction of the Pistons right now. First, it was when we traded Andre, let go of Reggie, let go of Keith. It was we're going into a rebuild. We get Troy in here, and he says he wants to do a restoring. And personally, I thought that was just another way to say we're going to compete now, acquire young talent, and just kind of see where it goes, kind of do a rebuild. But now with what I have heard, you know, Dwayne Casey said that he wants the Detroit Pistons right now to reestablish what the bad boys were doing, not play like the bad boys, but be that tough mentally and stuff. I don't think we're in a rebuild anymore. Yeah. So when you do that, that means your Tony Snells are going to get more minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't really want that. It means if you re-sign Galloway, he's going to get the same minutes. I don't think they're going to re-sign Galloway anyway. Thanks for doing the intro, Galloway, but I think you're gone.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's gone.
I don't know how much opportunity these guys are really going to get.
Does it give you a shout out, Les Langston Galloway?
Oh yeah, hey Langston, bro. If you want to come on the show before your outro, just slide in the DMs, bro.
No, I just feel like I'll put it like this: if hypothetically, if this team had the best general manager and coach in the league, whoever you think that is, would you think we should be rebuilding?
No.
And I think Troy Weaver is taking that type of approach. Like, I'm not saying he's not that guy, you know, that I was just talking about. But the point is, if you look at this team, you're in a position where you can be competitive, you can develop your young players, and you can just go out and play. You know, it's not. You know, of course, you might want to add some veterans to compete like they did last year, and those veterans that they added last year actually fit well in with our team. So it wasn't bad. So maybe they can do some more of that. But when I'm looking at it, that's what Troy Weaver is looking at. I mean, I've been hammering it home. I know Bravo's been disagreeing, but I've been like, why the hell are we rebuilding? Like, what are we tearing down? Like, it ain't nothing that's been built. Trading Andre Drummond was not we rebuilding move. It was like, no offense, we was getting rid of a player that we ain't want. Like, we fucking want you, dog. Like, bye. That Hassan, like Miami getting rid of Hassan Whiteside, bro. We don't want you. We got Christian Wood now. They got had Bam Adebayo. It was never like Drummond. You could say that he could help us contend, but him being gone could help us contend. Just like when the Lions lost Calvin Johnson, Stafford was having some of his best seasons after. You take Drummond away now Christian Wood can be a star, and now some of our other players can succeed. Obviously, we'll miss his rebounding and occasional defense, but I just feel like that with the situation that Troy Weaver knows that this team can be built. Like, you got a top 10 pick. You should be able to draft an impact player. You see what I'm saying? And that's just the way I'm thinking that. Like, if they had the best GM and coach in the league, you wouldn't think that we should be rebuilding. Obviously, we don't.
No, you're on fire right now, man.
No, that's the perspective that I think Dwayne Casey and them was trying to take it. And all this goes down the drain. If Blake gets hurt, then yes, you do what you did this year and be trash. But if Blake's healthy, like, why would we be in a situation to where we're tearing everything down? Now, if you trade him, that to me, trading Blake Griffin would be let me know that they're trying to rebuild. But getting rid of Drummond, that was nothing. Like, he was gone.
Well, even back when we had Andre, we were always saying we're just one piece away, point guard, away from being really serious about making a deep playoff run and eventually trying to go to the conference finals and then eventually trying to go to the NBA finals. And right now, that's still true. We're only one guy away from being a above average playoff team. I'm talking fourth seed and making some deep playoff runs. Nothing has changed from that standpoint. So I don't really think we need to rebuild, because if we did, only thing we have to do, like JMO said, is trade Blake Griffin away. And the rest of the team is pretty much all young players. Derrick Rose would expire after next year, and we would have a squad full of young players. So I think you're right. I don't really think we need to rebuild. I think right now it's just about accumulating talent and trying to draft a star.
Yes.
No, and that's what I don't want us to rebuild. And the main reason why is, and I'll keep saying it, like Hero and like this Heat team in the next few years in the playoffs, they're gonna be upsetting some people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about teams like I know they beat Milwaukee, but I'm not talking about like teams like Milwaukee or like the Nets. I mean, like the Heat gonna be a team that's probably making it to the third round a lot. And why? It's because these players are getting so much experience in the playoffs. And we see what how good Boston is with all that experience they've got in the playoffs. I need my young players to have experience in the playoffs. You can't tell me the experience that Luke got and Bruce Brown got in that playoff. You can't tell me that was meaningless. It wasn't. So, and that's why I want us to be competitive while we have Blake, for however healthy he is, if he's healthy or not. That because like once your young players get that playoff experience, when you trade Blake Griffin away, now they like, oh, I've been to the playoffs before. I can do this on my own. After we draft that star player, of course, try to get a good free agent. But you know, after you do that, that's what you do, and your players now have confidence in the playoffs to survive on their own. And that's how Dwayne Casey built up that Raptors team. They just went in the playoffs and they won games and they got competitive. Obviously, they had to get rid of DeRozan. But that's how he built up that same team. I think we should be trying to do the same thing. And I need Sekou and Luke Kennard. I need these guys to get Christian Wood. I need them to get playoff experience. In the East, you know, might as well go for it.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 37 watching. Make sure you come in and like the video. We only got 24 thumbs up. We got 6 thumbs down. Appreciate the dislikes. Means you guys are here paying attention to our channel. Greatly appreciated. So thank you. Yeah, man. D-Lock, man, I haven't really done too much research on free agents yet because I wasn't quite sure when free agency is going to take place. Still don't. NBA draft is still scheduled for November 18th, but that's in quotation marks. I don't really think the NBA knows exactly what they're going to do yet. They've released some things they've talked about, but nothing set in stone yet. So once the finals is over, when there's no NBA basketball on, we will pretty much be in full off-season mode, and that's when we'll look at players from the playoffs and all the people from the bubble and see who we want, who we don't want. So I do know there's not a whole lot of great point guards in this free agency. I don't know if the Pistons will make a huge splash in free agency. There's just not too many people out there right now. So I guess we just gotta hang tight and see what's up.
I was about to say you stand pat, you know, get a center, and just keep the rest of your team.
Yeah,
and
I think
draft a point guard, of course.
Oh man, someone put Danny Green's cold zone in the corners of the 3 on 2K. That's messed up, bro. But, speaking of the NBA Finals, though, the Detroit Pistons obviously are watching at home. Fellas, my question to you is, watching the Heat, watching on the Lakers, what can the current Detroit Pistons learn from these two teams? Obviously, there's a lot of people out there who want the Detroit Pistons to become Miami and kind of take that next step, which we'll talk about that here in a second as well. But what can we learn from the finals this year, Bravo?
Well, there's a lot of things. I think you can start never give up. That's a huge thing. You know, you've seen teams come back. And like the other thing is I noticed on the Pistons, once we're by 12 points down, we give up a lot of games last year. I saw them doing this. The team is not really good as much as we really go down by 12, 15 points. The team is over. You know, we shouldn't really give up. You know, you see this NBA finals and even playoffs, and we've seen like teams come back, huge comebacks. Seem like a 10-point deficit is nothing. That's, I think, one of the points they need to do. And the other thing is, like JMO said, I would agree. Casey has to change his philosophy. We can't just play Tony Snell because he's a veteran or he's an expiring contract. Oh, we have to preserve his value. Play Langston Galloway over guys like Kyrie Thomas and over guys like Sekou. Play the young guys. Let them learn. That's what we need to do, really. These are my points.
I agree. I think that the biggest thing is you got to play team basketball. Both those teams move the ball, have different scoring options, although the Lakers got LeBron and AD. We don't got that. So, I mean, we can't implement what we don't got, but I think we really need to look at Miami, how they just come out and they ball and play as a unit and play hard. There's not really a whole lot more to it. But CA3, man, what can the Detroit Pistons learn from this year's finals?
I mean, Jay White kind of stole the words out of my mouth, but yeah, believe in your young guys because, I mean, if you look at Miami, a lot of their main core players, I mean, they're young guys. You look at guys like Kendrick Nunn, you look at guys like Duncan Robinson, you look at guys like Tyler Hero. These guys all were rookies. Well, I mean, these guys were all in their first year in the NBA. I mean, I think Kendrick Nunn has played in the G League a couple years. But all these guys were first year players in the NBA, and they didn't have much experience, but Eric Spoelstra believed in his young guys, and he played them, and they all worked out, and they got to the championship. And these guys, are getting good experience right now. Even if they lose, it's great experience getting to the finals and playing against a guy like LeBron James. It's and it's going to help them in the future and upsetting some teams and maybe getting to the finals again.
Pistons talk, man. It's been, like you said, not so good of a finals, not entertaining until last night. So what can our Detroit Pistons learn from these two teams in the finals?
Well, if you're looking at the Miami Heat, you say, I have shooters just like Miami. I have Luke Kennard. I have Sima Hailuk. I need to start playing them consistently. I think the Pistons can learn a lot from Miami. I think, you get a good point guard. You get a center. I don't think we're going to get a center like Bam Adebayo, but we'll get an okay center. I think the Pistons could definitely learn a thing from Miami.
All right, JMO, you're up, man. What can our Detroit Pistons learn from this year's finals?
It's a lot of things. First of all, they need to get a notebook because I'm about to go in. First of all, play your young players. Don't just play Luke and Speed, but play them together. Just like they do. Give these guys an opportunity. Playing defense, learn how to do that, and coaching. Like Eric Spoelstra and Frank Vogel are extreme. Like Frank Vogel has earned my respect. This dude, I've watched him he's a very good basketball coach.
Try to tell you that.
What? I never said he wasn't.
Try to tell you he was way above average. Like, he's just average.
Man, I never said he was trash though. But anyway, and then when I'm looking at what Miami is doing, they're playing team basketball and you're letting your young players succeed. And they don't have star power. Like, I don't understand why we couldn't beat them. Of course, they're better. They have more experience. They have better coaching. They have better culture. Like, yes, they beat us in all those important categories. But, we could be just as competitive. We just got to learn how to execute and this is why you need that playoff experience. Bam Adebayo and all those guys, except for Tyler Hero, because they're rookies. They've been in the playoffs before. So they've been there, done that. So they've got a chance to grow. And to me, it's coaching, and you don't have to have – all you got to do is have a great basketball team. You don't have to have, superstars or whatever. You just need a great team. And that's what I want the Pistons to build. And I think we have a lot of building blocks. C. Wood, healthy Blake Griffin, Kennard, Fee, all of them got Sekou. And whoever we draft at point guard, Derrick Rose, I don't let Derrick Rose get in the playoffs, man. He ain't been there in a minute, but you don't know what's gonna happen at the end of the game if it's tied. We got Derrick Rose, so it's a lot they can learn. It's just be better, just like you said. I think Bravo said it. Dwayne Casey, get out of your old ways, man. Play these young guys. I'm SVG had a problem with that as well. I don't know how you expect your young players to get better if you're not putting them on the court.
And I'm gonna add one thing. The biggest thing that our team needs to learn is two words, two key words: winning culture. We have not learned this at all, and we know our Pistons are a really hard fighting team. We know the Detroit Pistons before. Why can't we just learn this winning culture? That's a huge difference for our team if we manage to win that.
I mean, building a culture and identity is huge for any team. You have to do that to compete. It doesn't matter what you are. Yeah, the Warriors were their identity were shooting threes, but they played as a team. They played good defense, and then they went out and signed KD. That's their culture.
No, but you gotta have the right leaders though.
Yeah.
And our leaders were Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson and Blake Griffin. Now, Blake Griffin's a great leader, but he's hurt a lot. So when you're not around, you can't really lead the same. But obviously when he's out there, we see how great of a leader he is. But Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson, come on, not leader material. And like that's why I thought even though our team was terrible, I liked I liked what I saw from them in a lot of games that they even lost in. But you just have to have the right leadership. We need a little bit more leadership on the team, and that's just what Miami has. You have guys like Dragic and Jimmy Butler that are real leaders, and you got Udonis Haslem talking all his stuff on the bench.
Yeah, I think we need to go out there and just get guys who embody what Detroit means. Shout out to Bowman, man. It's just a Raptors fan curious about the Pistons. Glad to have you on here, man. It's glad that other fan bases are interested in this team because we got a lot of potential, and we're trying to get back to the NBA Finals just like you guys were. So thanks for tuning in, man. But yeah, we need to get guys here who are going to put the work in. And I think we got a lot of young guys. I think almost every single person, with the exception of Thon Maker in the bubble, played really well and caught my eye and just showed us that they are putting in the work, doing any means necessary to get better and improve and trying to work hard to better themselves, be better for the team and all that other stuff. So I really think at the end of the day, this team needs to relate with the 04 team. The 04 team had a bunch of players who were passed up on, considered out of their prime. That was a reference to Rashid, and just unify late draft picks. Guys who should have gotten the first round went in the second, or should have been a lottery pick, fell to 15, and come in and prove all the people who passed up, gave up on them wrong, and come out and play as a team. Because we're not going to be as talented as the top teams. We don't have a superstar on this team. We have to completely play as one unit, one identity, and I think that's why we need to relate to Miami. So, for the last question, before we open it up to the peeps to give us some questions to answer of their own, can we be the Miami Heat 2.0 next year and go from a team that didn't make the playoffs all the way up to a team that goes to the NBA Finals? Maybe not to that extent, but a team that didn't make the playoffs and go to the playoffs and be a better team and make a competitive series and be a better team during the regular season. So, CA3, I'm going to start with you. Can we be like the Miami Heat next year and take that jump?
Well, I wanted to say I haven't been able to see the highlights of the bubble, but not surprisingly, but Tom Maker was really trash. Like I thought he's been developing all season like the past couple of years or something.
And Tom Maker he's like a picture of like development. Like so when you say development, you just look at a picture of Tom Maker.
But anyway,
Tom Maker been developing for 5 years. Tom Maker been developing longer than I've been alive, dog. Tom Maker developing every year, dog. Like he said, I thought he was developing. I'm like, dog, this dude is scrub. He stayed developing, dog. He stayed developing, man. He'll be developing next year too on his next team, dog. Don't worry.
Sad thing, he's got all the talent and potential to be that good, but he just
been developing for 7 years, dog. Like, damn, bro.
He reminds me of one of my friends I went to high school with, man. Like 8th grade. He shot up to like 6'3". He was like the tallest dude in 8th grade. And on the basketball team, I was used to playing center, but he was like, I was probably like 5'8" at the time in 8th grade, and he was 6'3", so I had to play power forward. But he was the clumsiest, goofiest looking dude out there. He looked like Thon Maker. Couldn't grab a rebound, man. he didn't know how to use all of his height. And that's what Thon Maker reminds me of. He has all this height, all this length, and he just doesn't know how to use it. He gets bullied all the time.
Yeah, but to answer the question though, do I think the Pistons can become Miami Heat 2.0? Probably not. Because Miami has a better coach. He has a coach that's been to the finals a bunch of times, and I just don't really, I don't have that much trust in this. I don't have that much trust in this coaching staff to become a team like Miami next year. But can these guys become better? Definitely. That they have all the talent. If help permits, that they possibly could be a playoff team that could get, maybe a competitive series. But I don't see them. I still don't see them being out of the first round though. So, I hope they can come to Miami Heat 2.0, but I don't believe so.
Ben Foe said, Drew, I'll never forget you trying to convince us Thon was a hidden gem. Hey, I thought it. Dude, we traded Stanley Johnson away for him. I'm like, all right, here we go. Thon's got lots of
I mean, Thon Maker has shown promise.
Ooh, hit that back pedal, Drew. Hit it.
Here's a funny one. Here's a funny one from Bowman, the Raptors fan. It says Thon Maker is 5 years away from being 5 years away.
Right. I was gonna say something about that. That's a perfect description of Thon Maker.
But to be honest though, honestly, Thon Maker, he's shown some promise in playoff series. Like I've seen him ball out a couple playoff series with the Bucks, but he hasn't lived up to anything though. He'll always be developing. So
you don't understand how bad I want him to be good. But with Thon, I just don't understand. Like, it's not like he's been in the league forever. I just checked. He's been in the league 5 years. This is his 6th year. But you don't see any improvement at all. It's just like he the same guy. He just better at being the same guy. You just better at being you, huh? Like, it's like, what is he doing out there, man? I feel bad for Thon, man. Because like he should be so much better. Not everybody have it.
All right, Pistons talk, man. What do you think about the Pistons being the Miami Heat 2.0 and taking that jump from a non-playoff team to a above-average playoff team? Again, probably not taking the jump from no playoff team to finals appearance, but do you think they can take a jump like the Heat did? I remember we talked about this under Stan Van Gundy when we made the 8th seed and they compared us to Boston, trying to take that jump. Do you think we can finally take this jump?
I think we could compete for a playoff spot. I don't know if we could be like Miami 2.0 because they have a culture and they actually have an identity. We have to find our identity first. And then once we find that, we'll be good. But I think we could definitely make the playoffs. I could see us between like a 6th and an 8th seed next year. But I don't really that Miami team is just unbelievable. Like J-Mo said, they're going to be upsetting a lot of people for years to come. But I don't know.
All right. I'm with you. J-Mo, man, what about you? Do you think our Pistons can be the Miami Heat 2.0? Again, maybe not taking that jump from no playoffs to finals appearance, but making a jump to being an actual decent playoff team.
I wish we had a different coach if we're trying to be Miami. Because I feel like the reason they're that good is not the players, it's Spo. It's Spo. You can get the players all the credit you want, but he's the reason all of them are great. Like, yeah, Jimmy Butler, we know how good he was. He had proven himself in the playoffs, but he's nothing like anywhere. He'll never have a triple-double in a playoff game for another team. You best believe that. So it's all Eric Spoelstra. But, well, to beat them, a couple things need to happen. Trade up for LaMelo Ball, or Killian Hayes needs to be Rookie of the Year. So whoever we draft in the first round needs to be a top 3 player in this draft in this season. I think that's definitely possible. I think it's extremely possible. I got some sleeping players I like Devin Vassell. I don't think Obi Toppin will fall. I like Cole Anthony. If he stays healthy, he can be a good rookie. I like Killian Hayes. But besides that, I definitely think they can make it to the second round. They just got to be healthy. I like a team, we assuming players get better like they should have. Seawood, closing the game. Seawood, Blake Griffin. You having Sekou, Luke, and Derrick Rose. And I expect, Sekou to be a better shooter. But I like our team, and I think they can be every bit as competitive as Miami is. Baby steps. First, you make it to the second round, get beat. Then next year, maybe make it to the second round, get beat. And then next year you make it to the third round, and then you get to the finals. It's just like you got to take your lumps. We've seen Boston; they've been taking a lot of their lumps. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals one year with that core when they were the youngest. But I definitely believe we can do that. And people say, "Why?" I just like you have. First of all, you have to draft one of the best rookies in the rookie season. Like we got to have a top 3 player that's talked about. And you just have to draft the right players. You have to have the right coaching and the right system. But I know a lot of people might be thinking I'm drinking a lot of Kool-Aid with this team, but I'll tell you this. I know basketball, goddammit, and I know good basketball players. And we got some good basketball players on our team. They just need a lot of reps, a lot of direction. They just need to grow. It's just like, how are you going to develop all these players? Because if somebody was telling you 5 years ago that Denver was going to be as good as they was, you would laugh at them. But they had to develop like those. All them players are nobodies. Every one of them except for MPJ because he was a star before then. Complete team of nobodies, but they turned them into stars. And I think we got that type of potential, and it would start with doing what Miami's doing. You got to start by this draft stuff. Like we got to have one of the best players from the draft.
I'd agree. Bravo, what about you, man? Before we open up to the fans for their questions, do you think the Pistons can take a jump similar to the way the Miami Heat did this year?
Do I think? Probably no. I don't really think it's happening because, in order to have things like that, you need to have a lot of things happening very good at the same time. Multiple things happening at the same time, very good. Okay, Dwayne Casey needs to coach right. Dwayne Casey needs to play the young guys and need to trust the rookies. The second thing, we need to have like a 1 or 2 players in our team to be like really like make it a huge difference. They develop significantly. Like we need to have a Sekou breakup year. We need to have like Luke Kennard, again, another breakup year for Luke or Svi. If we have a couple of players like turn up really very good, and let's say one of those young players we have, let's say if one of them turned to an all-star, can you imagine if, let's say, Luke Kennard turned an all-star?
I was about to say Luke Kennard and Sekou got to be all-stars.
Yeah, if one of those players become an all-star in the East, that's a chance we can like make an impact in the East. That's the only situation. So you need to have multiple things happening. You need to also like on one of the third thing. So it starts with KC, starts with the rookies we have, the players, the young guys we have, and starts also with drafting. We need to draft well. We need to be lucky in the draft. Let's say we need to hit on a player like Killian Hayes, or maybe a Cole Anthony, or like the J-Mo say, I like Devin Vassell. Don't give me, please, no Ty Halliburton. I don't want Tyrese Halliburton. I'm going to say it publicly. Please, no Tyrese Halliburton. Piston community are going to kill us if we get Tyrese Halliburton. He's a good player, but he's not an all-star. He's not a team. He's not a team leader. He's going to be maybe one of the leaders, but he's not going to be able to initiate the ball by himself and make plays alone, and he's not going to be able to shoot of ISO. So I think it starts from the drafting at this point, because next month is the draft. Then start with the development, which is we're already doing development, but we need to see one of those guys turn in really huge breakout season for them. And if that happens, then we got a chance. But if that doesn't happen, hey, I don't know. We could be looking at the next year the same thing.
Mr. Ray said, if we draft Halliburton, I'm going to trade myself to a new franchise.
No, I'm telling you, like, y'all don't know how pissed I'm going to be if we draft Tyrese Halliburton. And I'm going to be so hard on this dude. I'm going to be like, oh, Halliburton, scrub night. Like, I'm not going to let, like, you better be Donovan Mitchell rookie season, bro. Like, because, like, we bet not. We bet, like, we almost got Romeo Langford instead of Sekou. Like, oh.
Okay, let me tell you something. For example, Bruce Brown is a nice player. Bruce Brown, there's nothing wrong with him. He's a really good player, but he's not an all-star. He's not going to make a huge difference for our team, like as much as defense. Same thing with Halliburton. He's going to be the same, like kind of Bruce Brown player, maybe Kyrie Thomas like kind of player.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not everyone's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, that's right. But what is this kind of?
But I'm about to say we 7th overall. I know people want to. It's not a top 5 pick, but it's the highest we've been since getting Drummond, right? Like, and Drummond was a very good player from that draft. You got to get a good player. Like you can't get no Halliburton. Like I could. What year was Drummond drafted?
2011 or 2012, I think.
I'll go. Go ahead, Drew. But I'll
2013.
go.
2013.
2013.
Where does he
13,
rank?
no, 13 is KCP. It's Drummond 11. You're
Where
right.
does he rank in his draft class? Because I bet you Drummond is one of the best players from his draft class. And
Yeah,
you just
he
gotta.
fell too.
AD is the best.
I said what?
AD is in the same draft class as Drummond, right?
He said one of the best, not the best.
I didn't say he was the best. Okay, so Drummond wasn't drafted in 2011. We got Brandon Knight. Good lord. Yeah, I don't know where year he was drafted.
But then that was 2012. Then, I mean, I'll
let's see.
I'll Google it.
No, I'm looking at it right now. 2012. Yeah. So yeah, AD was drafted. Yeah, we got Drummond at 9. Yeah, you got Dame Lillard and Bradley Beal. They were picked higher. Anybody below Drummond better than Drummond? No. So, unless you want to go with Draymond Green or Chris Middleton, I guess. But that's debatable. But point is, Drummond is one of the best players from that draft when we had a high pick. And with the 7th overall pick, you have to do the same thing. Like, there is no reason we shouldn't have an all-star from this draft.
Yeah.
True.
We will see. Let's hope that it turns to be true because we had, let's be honest, Piston fans, we suffered this year. No NBA basketball, and we got COVID. We got 2020, the worst year. I mean, so far, what else we want? We want something better next year.
And also, Blake Griffin has to be Blake Griffin as well for this to be
exactly. Possible. Yeah, that's true.
He's going to have over a year off, so he should be Blake Griffin.
You want to know something that really sucks? If you go look at the standings, Minnesota was only 1 game above us, and they got the first pick.
Yeah. Oh, man. Why you got to do this? Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on.
That way
I was having a good day.
So we could have had Anthony Davis. We could have had Anthony Davis. Knowing us, we would have took Gilchrist over his ass. Knowing us. But no, we would have took AD. But man, if we had AD. Oh, man.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead. JMO, you know the drill. What day is it?
You know it's Free Smoke Saturday, man.
It's Free Smoke Saturday, so if you're new to the chat, Free Smoke Saturday means you can ask us any questions. If you don't think we'll like it, you're going to get the smoke. So go ahead, drop down any questions, draft, free agency, NBA, anything you want. You can direct it to just one of us or the whole panel, and we'll go ahead and answer it. So go ahead and drop those down below. And while you're typing away your questions, I am going to do the plug-in. Make sure you guys go subscribe to 31K JMO. How do you like that one? Just hit 1K. Make sure you go subscribe to him. Go subscribe to Pistons Talk, man. He's uploading every day. He's beating me. We got same ideas for videos, and he's uploading before me. So go check him out. He's got some great content over there. Subscribe to CA3. Bravo doesn't upload anymore, so I don't have anything to plug for Bravo. So sorry. And then you go to the description. The rest of the DSA members will be in there. You can go subscribe to all of them. Sundays, no, not this week because there's no Lions. We're on the bye week. But every Sunday, we do a pregame and a postgame for the Lions. Usually the postgame one's the one you guys want to check out because we're always ripping on Matt Patricia. And then we have our website and our DSA channel in there as well. So make sure you check all that stuff out. So let's go ahead and see if we got any of these questions in here yet. I don't see any questions yet. Come on, Pete.
I see a couple.
I like Tyrese Halliburton. Y'all speaking on this man like he can't hoop. Bro, we speaking on this man like like we want Anthony Davis and not Michael Gilchrist, dog. Like that's how we speaking on this man. Tyrese Halliburton will be a good NBA player, but he not gonna be a star.
I hope he's not Michael Gilchrist. I hope he's not.
Oh my gosh.
No, he's
very possible. Very possible with that shooting form. Like you remember Gilchrist shooting form. You remember Gilchrist shooting form. So
he still got it. He still got it. You saw him in the playoffs, bro. You saw him in the playoffs.
Oh man, it's Free Smoke Saturday. Drop y'all questions, man.
All right, here we go.
First question.
313 JMO, Miles Bridges versus Tony Snell. Who would you re-sign in free agency?
Since when is Miles Bridges available?
I don't think he is.
He's not available.
Yeah, so he's not available, but of course I would take Miles Bridges, even though he played for Carl's team. But I'll take him because he's a good player. But Tony Snell, he ain't being re-signed regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
If I could get rid of him, I would.
Pistons
Yeah.
talk. Who
What's
do
up?
you think will be the Pistons' next All-Star?
I got Christian Wood if we resign him.
Over Blake?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Christian Wood is just going to have a really good season if we do re-sign him. I mean, right before the bubble stopped, I mean, he was dropping 30 on Joel Embiid. I mean,
This is true. I like his opportunity to do so. CA3, hold on one second. Let's get this one out the way real quick before you go. CA3, would you get Blake off the team if he could free up some cap space?
Oh man. I mean, eventually, yeah, you would have. I would get rid of Blake eventually, definitely. I mean, maybe not right now, but I would definitely get rid of him eventually because he can't be on the team forever because his contract is too big, man.
That's what she said. Giggity. There was a good question I found. I was just curious. Destin Bellinger. Just curious. What's your all thoughts on Aaron Naismith? Did you see that?
I don't know, and I don't care.
You should care.
I think Aaron Naismith.
Let him surprise me, then.
One of the best players in the steals of the draft, in my opinion. And I think any team would draft Aaron Naismith, they're going to be exceptionally surprised by how he can shoot. More than 50% three-point shooter, and I have him as one of the best two players in the steals of the draft besides Kara Lewis. Kara Lewis and Aaron Naismith, I think they might be the steal of the draft. Is
he a point guard?
No,
Small
he's a
forward.
shooting guard. He's a shooting guard.
No, I thought he was a small forward.
I'll have to check him out.
He's 6'7", 6'6".
Yeah, I heard about him, but he not on my radar because we ain't getting him. But no, I wanted to say Pistons talk, man. I just wanted to document the blasphemy. You just disrespected Blake while saying Christian Wood gonna be the next All-Star.
Yeah,
so it's 10-10-2020, dog.
All right, record it.
You really believe in Christian Wood, man? Oh my gosh.
Record it. I'll upload a video and say I was wrong.
It's documented, man.
I'll apologize.
All-Star.
Right
Oh
now.
my god. Christian Wood gonna be an All-Star.
All right, let's do this next one for our draft guy, Bravo. If the Pistons do trade back in the draft, who do you see them taking?
Okay, if we trade back, let's say if we take the Boston picks, or let's say we get an additional pick from which other teams has an additional pick? I think it's the Minnesota Timberwolves have the 15 or the 19th pick. And I think Bucks also have the 18th pick or the 22 pick. So if we get another pick, I can see us drafting another point guard, like either Cole Anthony if he falls, or Kyra Lewis if he falls. If none of them, I can see one of those two. At the end of the first round, I can see the Pistons drafting another small forward. So I mean, if we get a chance to Aaron Naismith or Patrick Williams, I think we can probably select. I like Patrick Williams because he might be one of those late lottery picks or mid. I think he's probably a mid lottery pick. But if he falls down, it's a possibility. At the end of the second round of the first round, I really like Tyrell Terry. If we get a chance to draft him, I definitely draft that kid. And maybe Vernon Carey Jr. I mean, that also is a nice center. He's playing for Duke. So that's also maybe. I'm not really sure about that guy either. But we interviewed also Daniel Oturu, who is a center also for before last year. I think we were really high on him. So we could really consider drafting him at the second round pick. Maybe. I don't know.
Ben Foe says, go follow Devin99's YouTube channel. Do so. Devin, man, we got to get you on Above the Rim. I don't know why we haven't yet, but you need to come on here, bro, and talk some hoops with us and help plug your channel. E-Dog says, should we sign Alonzo Trier? I'll take this one. Hell no. We have enough guards. No, thank you. J-Mo, who would you take if Killian is not there at 7?
Not Tyrese Halliburton. That's the name of the player. That's the name of the player is not Tyrese Halliburton. Cole Anthony. It's not that hard for me. I'm taking Cole.
Okay, Jamie, what if it's not a point guard? Who are you taking?
What, man? What? If
Yeah.
it's not a point guard, then I'm taking Obi Toppin if he's there.
Wow.
What if he's gone?
Bro, like, everybody's gone, then I'll take Devin Vassell.
Okay, David Vessel. All right.
I don't know why. I just like him. He probably
I
be
like it
trash.
too.
Who knows?
Yeah. No, he's
Who
gonna be
knows?
good.
I just think he's gonna be good. I don't.
No, I think
and
he's
like,
gonna
I
be really
can't.
good
I
too.
can't back up why I think that. That's just a gut feeling. I ain't gonna lie about that. But that's who I like though.
You know, it's 2020. We got an election coming up. I think that this would be a good show here. We can have one of you guys be the neutral person doing the show. But he wants to know, Detroit Drew, between you and 313 JMO, if you were competing for GM, who wins and what is your first piece of Pistons business? What would you do? Me, I'm trading for the number 1 pick and taking LaMelo Ball. I can't speak on JMO's behalf, so I'll let JMO do that. But if I was a wise man, I would say it would be fire Casey. That would be JMO's first.
No. After Drew loses, of course. After he loses, the first thing I would do, I gotta get rid of Thon Maker, bro. Like he gotta go. He gotta go. But yeah, I gotta get rid of Thon Maker. Like I'm not even being mean to Thon. He just gotta go. Like you can go somewhere, but not here. Like get the man off the team. I do like Drew's idea of getting LaMelo because that's what we all want to do, get LaMelo. But anything for LaMelo.
All right, we've been on for an hour and a half, man. There's not really too much news involving the Detroit Pistons. Next week, there probably will not be a show. We'll probably be taking a week off for the finals being over. Regroup, come up with some more unique ideas for you for show-wise, like doing some fantasy shows and ranking positions and stuff like that, because there won't be any news for quite some time around the NBA. So there will be no Above the Rim next week, but the following week we should be back live on 313 JMO's channel for a big show. So you just go ahead and mark your calendars for that one. We are going to go ahead and transition into final thoughts. Make sure you guys do like the video before you guys do split out. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. CA3, man, what do you got for the peeps for final thoughts?
It was nice talking to you guys today, man, about basketball. You know, that it's my passion. Basketball is my passion, so it was nice being on here. You know, we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Bravo, man. What do you got for the peeps for final thoughts?
Good show, good talk. I mean, came a little late because from work. It was a busy day today. I don't want to talk, but it was a good day and good to see you guys. Always healthy, stay safe, and hopefully we'll go for next month for the draft.
I cannot wait. We will also be live for the draft on my channel, going pick by pick. So mark that on your calendars as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Next Man Pistons Talk. What do you got for the peeps?
Good show. If you guys have not liked the video, what are you doing? Like the video. Anyways, good show, you guys. Really like talking basketball. And you guys keep saying, don't draft Tyrese Halliburton. It's going to be Beetlejuice. It's going to happen. Stop it. We're taking Killian Hayes, and that's it.
3 times.
Yeah.
No, it'll happen, and I'll just be unfairly hard on him for no reason. Like I'll be I'll treat him just like I treated Jeff Okuda. Like just be mean to you because we weren't supposed to take you, even though I believe you'll be great. Like I'll just be mean. Like Halliburton could be a all-star, but I'm gonna be mean as hell.
Oh man, he only averaged 29 and 12 assists. What a bum.
I'm like, bro, no, look at Halliburton out there averaging 22. Killian put up 30 and 10 tonight. Like, what you talking about? Like, I would be Drew right. I would be that guy. Like, I would be that guy. No matter how good he played, I'd be like somebody from the draft class balled out better tonight.
Got to start the Lonzo versus Halliburton comparisons.
Oh,
yep.
Oh boy, I can see it now. Every video, he could be talking about Blake Griffin going off for 40 points. He's like, man, I told you we should have took Lonzo Ball, but instead we got Halliburton. And Lonzo got a triple-double. Halliburton only had a double-double. J-Mo, man, what do you got for final thoughts, man?
Shout out to everybody in the chat. It's a fun show as always. We always trying to get out the content for y'all. As Drew said, we are taking a little break next week. The NBA Finals should be ending on Sunday, but I will say this: we won't be taking a break if they lose. The Lakers lose, then a show might drop on whatever the day the game is. They lose game 7. Oh, it'll stop the presses. Like, you guys remember when the Clippers lost and we had to have a spontaneous show.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't supposed to lose. So let them lose game 7. It will be a show, but that's not gonna happen. So
that's not
it
gonna
won't
happen.
be. It won't. It's not gonna happen. But shout out to everybody that came through and supported us. And I just want to say, I haven't hard on Dwayne Casey, but if you play our young guys and develop them, I will always root for you and take back all the disrespectful stuff I said. Just play Sekou, play Speed, play Luke Kennard. It's not rocket science. But Pistons talk, what you were talking about earlier with us getting Halliburton, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say like this starting to scare me like the Lions draft to where we thought we were gonna get who we were gonna get, and then we gonna end up with a Okoro, and we gonna be crying. Like, or Oneko Kongwu or something like that, or James Wiseman will fall, and we'll take James Wiseman with Killian on the board. Like I'm not trying to be pessimistic, I'm trying to put all positive energies out there, but I'm scared about this picture.
Bro, could you imagine a panel if we got Tyrese Halliburton, bro? Could you imagine what we would do, bro?
No, dude. I don't care no more, dude. It's already 2020, right? Who cares?
It's gonna be like the draft lottery party where we're all just sitting there watching the TV
like, okay,
and all
look,
have these what the hell kind of reactions.
Bro, I know, bro. Oh no, Will. I know we doing final thoughts, but I want to ask you. So, if we actually did draft Halliburton, like main reason I don't want it, where does he fit on this team? Like, where? Who's that shooting guard?
Detroit Chainsaw Team, the G League.
Like people say he a point guard. I don't really think he a point guard. Really, I think he's a shooting guard with good vision that can pass. But like he to me, he looks like an NBA shooting guard with vision. He don't look like a point to me. And even if we got him on this team, where does he actually fit? Like, where does he? I'm asking y'all, like, where does he fit on this team?
His best role will be getting Derrick Rose the water and the timeouts.
I mean, I hope not if we draft him. Shit.
No, he's a solid player. I don't see how he's gonna come in here and get a whole lot better. Like, he's gonna get better, but I just don't think he has as high of a ceiling as the rest of the guards in this draft.
Yeah, I like what you say. How's he gonna come here and get a whole lot better? Because like I've been alluding to it, he's mainly gonna be competing for the shooting guard position.
And like you said earlier in the show, that's like our deepest position on the team. Like, we got 25 point guards or shooting guards.
Right, and unit 2 is saying it in the comment. That's like us not wanting Halliburton is not because I don't believe he. Like I said, I think he could be an all-star someday, but he don't fit our team at all. Like, and you can draft better players. My fault, y'all. I've been rambling. But I'll shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to CA3 and Pistons Talk and Detroit Drew. And follow us on Twitter. We always be clowning over there, man. You can Twitter is a place where the dumbest sports takes ever you would hear in life. You're here on Twitter. Like, for example, and I'll end it with this, y'all. Man, like, I just like Jaylen Brown. I just like him. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I just like Jaylen Brown. I just trade him for Zion. Wait, what? Huh? yeah, just Jaylen Brown and just a pick, just for Zion. I'm like, you joking, right? He like, now I'm dead serious trading Jaylen Brown for Zion. And I'm like, this is probably one of the top 3 stupidest things I've ever seen on Twitter. Like, he's like, really, dog? You going in on me like that? I'm like, hell yeah! Talk about Jaylen Brown for Zion. But this is the type of stuff you see on Twitter, y'all. It's all good, man. And let's just hope that the Pistons make the playoffs.
It's always Free Smoke Saturday on Twitter.
Bro,
I
Twitter,
try to stay on Twitter, bro. Like, Twitter makes my blood boil. Like,
I'm not lying about Jaylen Brown for Zion, bro. He was like Jaylen Brown to pick and Marcus Smart for Zion. Now, that sounds like a good package to most of you people, but I'm not trading a superstar unless I'm getting a superstar back. Like, AD, the trade, I do believe Ingram and Lonzo together, they'll be good as AD, in their primes. But, it's just other than that, I'm not doing no crazy thing like that. But it's crazy, man.
Well, today was like a game at LCA versus the Raptors. We had a couple of Raptors fans come in the chat. Shout out to Bowman, man. You guys appreciate you coming in, man. It's exactly what LCA is like every time the Raptors come to Detroit. Nothing but Toronto fans. It's really kind of sad from Detroit's end, but Raptors fans are loyal. I've gone to a couple of them because my brother's a really big Raptors fan. And we
With
always sit
help.
next to him. We always sit next to the Raptors fans, and they are loud and dedicated. But
And electric.
the guys I sat next to were pretty nice. They were pretty cool. But yeah, man, make sure you guys like the video. Appreciate you guys rocking with us today. Subscribe to everybody if you have not already. And tomorrow will be a good day. We will not be sad. We will not be drinking because the Lions won't lose because they're on a bye week. So we got that going for us tomorrow. And that's about it. So you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe. Again, no above the rim next week. But after that, we will be back and better than ever. You got to give us credit. We held the fort down when there was no basketball and have not missed a show since then with very little news. So we're trying our hardest, and you guys are showing us love, so we are very grateful. And with that, we'll see you next time. And that's the bottom line because Double D said so. Have a good night, fellas.